you're dealing with people that want to influence him by drinking, by smoking, by doing whatever he's doing. It's not easy. As a family, you're fighting with him, and you're fighting them. That's not an easy. And he did that. And he did that for months. And then I took him to the gym, where we started training, because he was like, all right, I want this, I want that, I said, okay, but you got to slow down. Just slow down, I mean, it's kind of sad because in a lot of aspects, a lot of areas, it's sad because you want to keep boxing in its perspective is reaching now. He's reaching. And I don't like that. I mean, stick to one person and stay like that, but you can't.
Something shocking is unfolding inside Ryan Garcia's training camp just weeks before his clash with Mario Barrios. The truth is now being revealed by the one person who knows him better than anyone else alive.
It's happening July 6th. And then Ryan, of course, we got to deal with that, which we're dealing with as well. But I think if we take a step by...
Sources close to the situation suggest that Henry Garcia, father and head trainer of Ryan Garcia, has been quietly dealing with deeper frustrations behind the scenes, issues far more serious than what fans see in public workouts and viral social media clips. While everything may appear sharp on the surface, insiders believe underlying problems are beginning to affect Ryan's preparation for his high-stakes clash with Mario Barrios. Concerns within the camp are growing as subtle warning signs continue to emerge. Those paying close attention feel the cracks have been visible for some time, raising real questions about how things might unfold when the opening bell sounds on February 21st.
It's kind of sad because in a lot of aspects, a lot of areas, it's sad because you want to keep boxing in its perspective.
According to people familiar with the dynamics inside Ryan Garcia's camp, there have been moments where his father and head trainer Henry Garcia privately expressed serious concerns about whether Ryan is approaching this world title opportunity with the discipline and urgency demands at this stage of his career. One source who claims to have witnessed their interactions during training sessions described visible tension, with Henry pushing for greater intensity, while Ryan at times seemed distracted by matters beyond the gym. The same source alleges Henry has been heard delivering blunt warnings telling his son, "This is your last chance, you can't treat this like previous camps. This has to be different." Those words carry significant weight when viewed against everything Ryan has faced over the past 2 years, highlighting how little margin for error remains as he prepares for a defining moment against Mario Barrios.
Is reaching now. He's reaching. And I don't like that. I mean, stick to one person and stay like that, but you can't go out.
Cast your mind back to the chaos of 2024 when Ryan Garcia defeated Devin Haney in what should have been the defining win of his career, only for it to be erased after a failed drug test led to a 1-year suspension. He returned in May 2025 against Rolando Romero, but looked out of sync, suffered a knockdown, and lost by unanimous decision, raising serious doubts about his level. Now, with one last chance of redemption against Mario Barrios, sources say Henry Garcia is deeply concerned seeing familiar habits that resemble the same patterns from past camps that ended in disappointment.
I would love for him to get some type of therapy when it comes to his drinking. I mean, I'm being real. He says he can control it. Well, I hope he can. But if he doesn't, that's what I'm talking about. Get that therapy so that he can stop.
Is that what?
The most visible sign that something may be off has been Ryan Garcia's unusual choice to carry out large portions of his camp inside his luxury Los Angeles home, rather than a traditional boxing gym filled with fighters and high-level intensity. Clips surfaced showing Ryan working mitts against plain white walls and marble floors, what looked more like a living room than a fight camp. The boxing world reacted quickly with confusion and real concern about what this kind of setup means for his preparation. Among the loudest critics was Richardson Hitchens, the IBF champion, who has expressed interest in facing the winner. After watching the footage, Hitchens didn't hold back posting that Ryan didn't even look like he was preparing for a championship fight, questioning the seriousness of his...
A super talented fighter, but IQ-wise, he only knows but few things. Like, he's always going to resort back to that hook. And if Barrios comes into the right game plan, is with the right game plan, it's going to be the same. If somebody
That statement from a fellow world champion carries serious weight because Richardson Hitchens understands exactly what elite-level preparation demands, and what he saw from Ryan Garcia didn't reflect that standard at all. Behind-the-scenes sources suggest Henry Garcia shares many of those same concerns, though he's trying to manage the situation quietly to avoid damaging his son's confidence before such a crucial fight. Point 1. Insider claims Henry has been heard expressing frustration, saying, "I can only do so much." At some point, he has to want it more than I want it for him. If true, those words point to a father and trainer genuinely worried about whether Ryan still has the hunger required at this level. That concern becomes even more serious when compared to Mario Barrios, who has reportedly spent months grinding in a traditional gym under the guidance of respected trainer Joe Goosen, fully locked in for this opportunity.
I just found out that Joe was going to go ahead and train Mario Barrios. I was taken back. I'm not going to lie. I was thinking, well, what the heck's going on here? Why would a coach that trained my son all of a sudden turn around and train somebody else to go against my son?
This entire situation has added another layer of pressure that sources say Henry Garcia has struggled to manage in the final weeks of camp. What makes it even more complicated is the presence of Joe Goosen on the opposing side. Goosen trained Ryan Garcia for some of the biggest fights of his career and understands his habits, tendencies, and weaknesses in detail. Now working with Mario Barrios, Goosen is believed to be using that insider knowledge to craft a strategy specifically aimed at exposing Ryan's flaws. According to sources, Henry has privately admitted the situation troubles him more than he has publicly shown, with one claim suggesting he questioned how he can fully prepare his son to face someone who once helped build him from the inside.
I find that very disrespectful and just isn't right. But then again, I remember he told me a while back that he's done this in the past. He would train someone, then later on he would go against them.
That impossible dynamic has created a psychological strain that sources say has weighed heavily on both Ryan Garcia and his father, Henry Garcia, throughout this entire camp pressure that may only fully surface on fight night, when everything is on the line. But the concerns stretch far beyond the unusual training setup and the complications involving Joe Goosen. Insiders claim there have been ongoing issues with consistency, focus, and overall commitment warning signs that reportedly remind Henry of patterns seen before past setbacks. Adding to the concern, boxing analyst Greg Hackett shared an observation that didn't get much attention but raised serious questions. He revealed that during this camp, Ryan was seen participating in late-night live streams with content creators rather than prioritizing rest and recovery. Hackett openly criticized the situation, stating it's difficult to take the fight against Mario Barrios seriously under those circumstances, emphasizing that this is a championship opportunity that demands full focus and discipline.
To take Ryan serious right now. You know what I'm saying? He got a lot going on. He do a lot of other things outside of boxing. I ain't mad at him, but if he gonna be a fighter, get ready. So we can really talk about the fight, but it's hard to talk about it when he on late night with streamers and shit.
Yeah, it's rumored that the date is February 21st, right?
Sources close to Henry Garcia say these distractions have been a constant source of tension between him and Ryan Garcia. Henry has reportedly been urging his son to put the phone away, stay off social media, and approach this camp with the seriousness it truly demands. One insider even claimed that during a heated moment, Henry warned Ryan that he was risking everything they had built since childhood, pleading with him not to repeat past mistakes. Whether those exact words were said or not, the sentiment reflects a deeper frustration watching a career-defining opportunity approach with habits that don't match the magnitude of the moment. The concern isn't about Ryan's ability. Across boxing, it's widely accepted that when he is fully locked in his speed and power, make him one of the most dangerous fighters in any division.
Dealing with people that want to influence him by drinking, by smoking, by doing whatever he's doing, it's not easy. As a family, you're fighting with him, and you're fighting them.
The concern, according to sources, is that Ryan Garcia hasn't shown the sustained focus and discipline required to defeat a champion like Mario Barrios over a full 12 rounds. While Ryan has been splitting time between home training and late-night streams, Barrios has reportedly been fully locked and grinding through intense daily sessions under Joe Goosen, Barrios is said to be logging 3-hour workouts every day, stacking 30 to 40 rounds on the gym floor, while sharpening every detail from footwork to punch precision with relentless focus. Goosen himself highlighted the intensity of the preparation, explaining that the workload is necessary to fine-tune every aspect of Barrios' performance, ensuring nothing is left to chance heading into such a high-stakes fight.
Strong will. And when Ryan decides that he could do things on his own, we got to let him, because he knows his body and mental state better than anybody. I know him as a child. I know him as, as his father. I know everything he could be thinking. But ultimately,
sources indicate that when Henry Garcia hears about the level of work Mario Barrios is putting in while his own son Ryan Garcia is reportedly hitting mitts in his living room, it creates a sinking feeling that the fight could already be slipping away before they even enter the ring. While Henry has publicly praised Ryan's physical condition, claiming the strength and conditioning work has elevated him, sources suggest he privately worries whether Ryan's body can withstand the sustained pressure that Barrios plans to apply. Analysts reviewing Ryan's recent training footage have also noted troubling habits that could be costly. One key concern is that Ryan still pulls his head straight back after throwing a jab of defensive reflex that previously contributed to his knockout loss against Gervonta Davis. That movement has been ingrained in his style for so long that it now functions almost automatically as muscle memory, making it difficult to correct under fight conditions. Sources suggest that Henry Garcia is painfully aware of Ryan's flaw and has been working intensely to correct it during this camp. However, breaking a deeply ingrained habit requires focused repetition in a real gym setting, with genuine sparring and real consequences for mistakes, conditions that Ryan's home workouts cannot fully replicate. One insider claimed Henry has been heard warning, "You are still doing the same thing that got you hurt against Gervonta Davis. If you do that against Mario Barrios, the same thing is going to happen." Meanwhile, Barrios has reportedly studied Ryan's defensive tendencies obsessively, crafting a game plan designed to recreate the kind of pressure that exposed Ryan against Rolando Romero. Speaking to Ring Magazine, Barrios revealed his approach, saying, "I want to make him uncomfortable. I want to test how bad he really wants to be in there with me," highlighting his intent to